Hi guys, welcome to part 2 of our lecture on unemployment. In this part, we'll look at why there are always some people unemployed. How is unemployment affected by unions and minimum wage laws? And what is the theory of efficiency wages? And how does it help explain unemployment? So let's delve a little bit deeper into this idea of the natural rate of unemployment. And even when the economy is doing well, there will always be some unemployment. And this unemployment will take the form of frictional unemployment, which occurs when workers spend time searching for the jobs that best suit their skills and tastes. And then also frictional unemployment that results from in the short term for most workers. Okay, so and then again, this natural rate of unemployment will also exist because of structural unemployment. And this would occur when there are fewer jobs than workers. Okay, and usually this is the long-term unemployment. So interestingly, workers have different tastes and skills, and jobs have different requirements. And so usually there's a need to match the skills and the tastes of workers to the job requirements of jobs available. And this will be done through a process called the job search or job searching. Okay, so job searching is that process by which we match workers' skills with the appropriate jobs. Now, it's also important to note that sometimes there are structural shifts, sectoral shifts in the economy, and these may lead to changes in the composition of demand across industries or regions of a country. Okay, and that can also lead to some level of unemployment. Structural shifts can also displace some workers who may search for new jobs appropriate for their skills and taste. Now, usually when this occurs, what government does is that you find that government agencies will provide information about job vacancies to speed up the matching of workers with jobs, okay, so that unemployment can be reduced. Then again, the government sometimes also comes up with training programs that are aimed to equip workers displaced from declining industries with the skills needed in growing industries. Okay, so usually if you are unemployed, it may be because, as we learned earlier on, it may be because um, of some structural shifts in the economy. And if you have to move from one industry to the other, then it's important to learn the skills of this new industry. And so government may come in with some policies to help you to do that. Now, one way for government to deal with the issue of the impacts of unemployment is to set up unemployment insurance schemes. And these insurance schemes, as we have known in other parts of the world, are usually government programs that partially protects workers' incomes when they become unemployed. It's actually been argued that these type of solutions, like unemployment insurance, increases frictional unemployment. And the reason is that people respond to incentives, and the insurance package is actually an incentive. And so the unemployment insurance benefit and I mean, what happens is that the benefits you individuals will get, the unemployed people will actually end when a worker takes a job. So workers have less incentive to search or take jobs while they are eligible to receive benefits. However, there are benefits uh, of these unemployment insurance programs. And one of them is that it reduces on certainty over incomes. And it also gives the unemployed more time to search, resulting in better job matches and thus higher productivity. So let's have a look at this chart, which attempts to explain structural unemployment. As we have known, structural unemployment occurs when there are not enough jobs to go around. Okay, so on your right is a demand and supply curve for labor. And when wages are fixed above the equilibrium wage, it leads to unemployment. Okay, and usually this type of wage fixing is called the minimum wage. And there are many reasons for fixing wages above the equilibrium um, wage. So as I indicated earlier, one of them is the minimum wage laws. So minimum wage may exceed the equilibrium wage for the least skilled or experienced workers, causing structural unemployment. But this group is a small part of the labor force, so the minimum wage can't explain most unemployment. The second reason for structural unemployment resulting from the fixing of wage above the equilibrium wage is the presence of unions. So unions are groups of workers or worker associations that bargains with employers over wages, benefits, and working conditions. And they exert their market power to negotiate higher wages for workers. And a typical union worker earns 20% higher wages and gets more benefits than a non-union worker for the same type of work. Okay, so this shows that unions are important for the welfare of the workers. And then again, unions raise the wage above equilibrium, as we have indicated. When this occurs, quantity of labor demanded falls and unemployment results. Okay, so one of the observations you typically make is that insiders, people who are in there, workers who remain employed are better off, and those who lose their jobs, we'll refer to them as outsiders, become worse off. And sometimes some outsiders go to the non-unionized labor markets, which increase labor supply and reduce wages in those markets. So then, are unions good or bad? And the answer is that economists disagree. So there are critics and there are advocates. So the critics argue that unions are cartels and they raise wages above equilibrium, which causes unemployment and or depresses wages in non-union labor markets. The advocates, on the other hand, say that unions counter the market power of large firms, make firms more responsive to workers' concerns. I believe all of these are true. And then the third reason is what we refer to as efficiency wages. Okay, so the theory of efficiency wages states that firms voluntarily pay above equilibrium wages to boost worker productivity. And of course, there are different versions of efficiency wage theory, like many other theories, which suggest different reasons why firms pay high wages. So let's look at some 4 reasons why firms might pay efficiency wages. The first one is the health of the worker. So in less developed countries, poor nutrition is a common problem, and paying higher wages allows workers to eat better, makes better, healthier people, and they become more productive. The second reason is worker turnover. So hiring and training new workers is costly, okay? And paying high wages gives workers more incentive to stay in the organization, thereby reducing worker turnover. And the third reason is that worker quality, or the third reason is worker quality. And here, offering higher wages attracts better job applicants, increases quality of the firm's workforce, okay, and which will ultimately translate into higher productivity for the firm. And then the last one is the worker's effort or worker effort. So workers can work hard or shirk. Shirkers are fired if caught. Is being fired a good deterrent? Maybe no, because it depends on how hard it is to find another job. Okay, so anyone who can easily find another job doesn't mind shirking, and of course, ultimately getting him or herself unemployed. And then also, if the market wage is above equilibrium wage, there aren't enough jobs to go around. So workers have more incentive to work, not to shirk. Okay, so this is also an important point for us to. So worker effort then also becomes an important explanation for efficiency wages. At this point, let's look at this active learning example. And this is supposed to help us apply the concepts we have learned so far. So which of the following would be most likely to reduce frictional unemployment? And we have 5 options here. The government eliminates minimum wage. The government increases unemployment insurance benefits. A new law bans labor unions. More workers post their resumes at LinkedIn.com, and more employers use LinkedIn to find suitable workers to hire. And E, sectoral shifts become more frequent. Let's consider the answers. So A, the government limits the minimum wage, and C, a new law bans labor market. These are likely to reduce structural unemployment, but not frictional unemployment. So B and E are actually the answers that will lead to an increase in frictional unemployment. So for example, B says the government increases unemployment insurance benefits, and E, sectoral shifts become more frequent. The point is that these 2 examples will increase frictional unemployment. It won't reduce it. Now, the answer is D, which is more workers post their resumes at LinkedIn.com, and more employers use LinkedIn.com to find suitable workers to hire. Likely to speed up, and of course, this process is likely to speed up the process of matching workers and jobs, which would reduce frictional unemployment. Let's look a little bit further at the natural rate of unemployment. And in this case, we will be summarizing what we've learned so far. So the natural rate of unemployment consists of 2 main things: frictional unemployment, which takes time to search for the right jobs, or which results because people take time to search for the right jobs. And even if there are enough jobs, and this actually occurs even if there are enough jobs to go around. There is structural unemployment when wage is above equilibrium. Not enough jobs may also exist. So minimum wages, labor unions, and efficiency wages may all lead to structural unemployment. So in summary, we would say that the natural rate of unemployment includes frictional unemployment and structural unemployment. Frictional unemployment occurs when workers take time to search for the right jobs. Structural unemployment occurs when above equilibrium wages result in a surplus of labor. And there are 3 reasons for above equilibrium wages, which include the fixing of minimum wage laws, unions, and efficiency wages. So I want to say thank you for watching this series. We will be uploading other lecture series on other important topics. Thank you. Bye.